Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Art of Ethical Selling private podcast, where I'm teaching you 3 key steps to non-sleazy sales conversations. If you're ready to double your income in the next 90 days without overworking and sacrificing your family, then mastering sales conversations ethically is the way to do that. To make more money and build long-term wealth for your family, you've got to increase the close rate of your sales calls. You have to learn how to articulate your process and your value clearly and overcome money objections when they come up, which is exactly what we'll be covering in this training. Hi, I'm Debbie Sassen, and I've been helping women and men make more money and manage it better since 2008. First as a financial planner and investment advisor, and now as a business and money coach. I'm a certified life and money coach, host of the top-rated podcast, the Jewish Entrepreneur Podcast, and creator of the Wired for Wealth group coaching program for Jewish women. This training is the 3rd in the series. We're going to cover what to do after you've listened to your potential client and gotten all their information. You know why they want to make changes, what their dreams and goals are, and how working with you will help them get their results faster, smoother, and with less guesswork. And here's a quick reminder. If you haven't yet listened to the first 2 recordings, hit pause now and go back to the beginning. Make sure you've got a good understanding of the basics before you jump into how you're going to talk about your offer and overcome money objections. Now, you probably opened your business because you enjoy what you do and you're good at it. But when you learned your craft or got your certification, nobody ever taught you how to run a business. Nobody ever taught you how to think like a CEO, sell like a CEO, and make money like a CEO. So you're just missing a critical skill set. And you need to invest time and energy in honing this skill set for your business so your sales conversations can get better. So in this training, I'm going to teach you how to present your offer to your client in a way that gives them confidence that you know what you're talking about, that you are the perfect person to help them, and we're also going to talk about overcoming money objections if and when they come up. These are the foundations of ethical selling. But there's more to it, and you're probably wondering, how can I keep going with all of this? I might lose motivation. I won't know what to say or how to tweak my sales calls. And I might get stuck and not know what to do next to build my business. So at the end of this training, I'm going to tell you about Wired for Wealth, my group coaching program for Jewish women in business. But first, let's dive into this training. I've got a lot to share with you, and it's going to be fun. Now, at this point in your sales conversation, you're ready to present your offer to your potential client. You have a process or a step-by-step plan that you guide your clients through to help them get the results they want. And I used to mess up this part all the time by talking too much and sharing way too many details of the plan. I would fire hose my clients with information and jargon that was too much for them to absorb. So they'd leave the call feeling overwhelmed, and I'd leave the call feeling frustrated. And then sometimes I'd swing the other way and say too little on the call, and my clients would ask me tons of questions about all the details of the program. It seemed like I couldn't get the balance right, which is why today I'm going to share with you the delicate balance between over and under sharing information. And I'll also show you how to talk about your offer, quote your price, and overcome money objections. Here's the deal. Every single person who runs a business has to learn how to sell. But it might not go according to plan the first few times. Your person might say, no, I can't afford it. It's a lot of money. Or I have to ask my husband. And that's all normal. It happens to all of us. But if you're thinking, I'm never going to figure this out, or I must not be cut out to do sales, you're never going to give yourself the chance to get better. So just don't do that. The mistakes you make are the real work that you've got to do to close sales conversations in an ethical, non-sleazy way. So let's dive in and get started. Now, after you've asked your prospect lots of questions and you understand their problem and how you can help them, it's time for you to present your plan or your proposal or your offer to your client. And I call this step bridging the gap. It's when you present your step-by-step solution to your potential client and help them see how working with you is the key that's going to help them get across that wobbly bridge that we talked about in the last training. Your solution walks them across the bridge, solves their problem, and unlocks the door to their dreams. When you present your plan, use your client's words to explain their problem back to them clearly and succinctly. You bridge the gap by letting them know how your process gets them from where they are now to where they want to go. And keep it simple. Don't overwhelm your person with lots of industry jargon and unfamiliar terms. Because remember, you're the expert in this area, not them. So keep it simple. And after you've shared your process for walking your clients over that bridge, you're going to paint the picture of what it's like for them on the other side. This is where you show your client that vision of how working with you makes possible for them everything they want, what it looks like when their dreams and goals have been realized. And once again, use their words. It shows that you're listening when you ask them questions. You heard what they had to say, and you're not trying to sell them something that they don't need. And then check in to make sure your clients are on board with you. Are they connected with your vision? Is something bothering them? Do they have any questions? Ask them if anything is missing. And of course, they're going to ask you about the price, and pretty frequently they'll have money objections, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But here's the seed I want to plant in your mind. I believe that 80 to 90% of the people who get on a call with you want to work with you. But there's going to be a little doubt in their mind. They're going to be asking themselves, what if it doesn't work? What if I'm different? What if I don't get the results I want? What if I fail? So just pause. Don't let yourself get rushed. And let your potential client digest what you've been telling them and sharing with them. Wait for them to ask you about the next steps. And you'll probably be getting a little antsy anticipating those money objections. So here are my thoughts about money objections. I just assume that people have them, and I never think it's a problem because money is a core survival need. We need money for pretty much everything we want, need, and desire in this world. And we're afraid of losing it. So I just assume that money objections are going to show up. But the real question is, what are you thinking in your brain when people question your price? Because if you're getting befuddled thinking, maybe my price is too high, maybe I should give them a discount, I don't know, they're going to say no, right? If you're getting in your head, your client is going to feel that. They'll notice that your focus has shifted from them to you. And you're going to break that connection you worked hard to create when you were asking them questions and when they opened up to you and answered your questions. And that disconnect can be the exact reason why somebody says no. So the number one thing you want to catch and solve for in your sales conversations is, did my mind wander? Was I thinking about me? Was I thinking about money? Or was I thinking about them and serving them? And then number two, when people say they don't have the money or that they can't afford it, you might be believing them. And I want to reframe that for you because people came to the call knowing that it's a sales conversation. They're thinking about paying you to work with you. So you don't need to make it a problem when somebody says, I don't have money, I can't afford it, right? And that brings me to number three. And that is, people may not have money in their wallet right now. They might not even have money in their bank account right now. But people have access to money. They can take a loan or use a credit card. They can withdraw money from savings or investments or the retirement plan. People can borrow money from friends and family. Now, I'm not suggesting that you show up to the call and tell people, oh, by the way, You can take money out of your retirement account, or you can ask your parents for money. No, we don't do that. We let our clients make decisions. I just want you to have it in your mind that people can access money when they want to. There are lots of ways that people can get a hold of money if they really want to work with you. So trust them that they can figure it out. Which brings me to point 4, and that is there will be times that people say no. Sometimes it's because they weren't qualified leads and they're just not your client, and maybe they really don't have the money. But other times it's because somewhere during the sales call, they felt unsafe, confused, overwhelmed, judged, or that you really don't have the solution to their problem. As a business owner, it's your job to review your sales calls and figure out what worked, what didn't work, and what you are going to do to tweak your sales calls for the next time. All right, so let's do a little recap. In the first 2 trainings, you learned how to prepare for your sales calls, get all the stuff out of your brain that's floating around there, and show up clear-headed for this sacred encounter with your potential client. Then I taught you how to ask good questions, deep questions, and how to listen actively so you understand the reasons why your person wants to create change and what's getting in their way. And then finally, in this training, you learned how to present your offer to your potential client step by step without too much detail, enough so that your potential client really feels held and heard and understood, that you can get them across that bridge, but you're not going to overwhelm them with jargon and tons of details. And then we talked about money objections. It's important for you to believe ahead of time that most people are going to have them. Don't come to your sales call in dread and angst about what you're going to do when people ask you about the money. And just believe in your gut that when people really want to work with you, they're going to figure out the money. All right, my friends, we have reached the end of this free sales training, and I want to share with you that there is more to building a thriving, money-making, profitable business without overworking or sacrificing your family. And you're probably wondering, how can I keep going with all of this? There's so much to do to grow a business. I'm afraid I'll lose momentum. I might get stuck. How do I know what to do next? What happens if I get tongue-tied on a sales call, or my person says, I need to ask my husband, and she never gets back to me? How do I raise my prices without having people feel like I'm exploiting them? And this is where my group coaching program, Wired for Wealth, comes in. Wired for Wealth is my private program for Jewish women in business who want to make more money. It's my tried and true process for building a successful 6-figure business without overworking or sacrificing your relationship with God. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs build and grow businesses they love thanks to my proven 3-step process. Transform your relationship with money, master sales conversations, and run your business like a CEO. The good news is, when you know how this process works, everything in business becomes easier. Your sales, your marketing, your money management, time management, calling in wealth. Wired for Wealth is the only money mindset coaching program with sales strategy and unlimited access to weekly business mentorship to help you release your money blocks, create consistent $5,000 to $10,000 income months, and build long-term wealth. Let me say that again. When you join Wired for Wealth, you get unlimited live weekly coaching. Yes, it's a real lifetime guarantee. I help you and savvy business owners like you stop undercharging, stop overworking, and start creating consistent $5,000 to $10,000 income months in your business. What you learned in this free training is just the foundation of what I teach and coach on in my group program. Now, I know you might be thinking, a group program? That's not for me. And a lot of my clients inside Wired for Wealth have had the same thoughts before they joined. They were afraid to share where they were in business. They thought it was going to be hard to get individual attention inside a group. They were worried that they wouldn't move forward or progress when everyone has different types of businesses and every person is in a different stage of her business. But that isn't the case here. My clients actually say that the best part of being in Wired for Wealth is being in the room with other women who are learning how to run their businesses like CEOs. They're changing their mindsets and changing the way they do things. And it's a respectful, supportive family. And when you join Wired for Wealth, you become part of that community. You build relationships with people who think like you, have struggles like you, and we're working to create success just like you. When you join, you get immediate access to the private membership portal where I'll welcome you to the community and help you get started. You'll feel calm, focused, and ready to start building your business in a matter of minutes. Straight away, I teach you how to think like a CEO, set an income goal, and learn the sacred sales process. The sales guidebook is in your membership portal waiting for you. You have everything you need in one place, including some short pre-recorded trainings. And here's another benefit. Every month you get a live workshop where I'll teach you something important that you need to know to build a six-figure business. We cover money mindset, planning for profit, time management, lead magnets, sales, of course, money management, and more. Plus, you already know that you get live weekly coaching for life. Wired for Wealth helps you solve the things that have held you back from growing your business to $100,000 and beyond. My goal is to help you create consistent income in your business, cross $100,000, and then scale to multiple six figures and even seven figures if that's your goal. You deserve to share your gifts with the world and get paid nicely. You deserve to feel proud because you're building a purpose-driven business. You deserve to get paid more and have a bigger impact in this world. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I should be able to do this on my own. I'd love to do it, but I need to make some more money before I join. Or you might be thinking, I'm tired of spending money on so many different programs that didn't really work for me. Or they worked a little, they nudged me a little bit forward, but I didn't get the results that I wanted. Here's the thing. Women are not taught to dream big and think like CEOs. So it's so normal for you to doubt yourself, and it's normal to prove yourself wrong because you've got a purpose and a mission in this one awesome life of yours. You are meant for more. And I'm going to be honest with you. Building a business is just easier when you're not doing it alone. I mean, you can do it alone, but it's so much harder. It's easier with guidance and support. It's so much more fun to build your business with community. And it's easier with someone who has done it for herself and helps her clients do the same. Let me ask you this. In the moments when business is hard, are you good at staying on track with your goals? Are you doing the things on your to-do list and moving your business forward? Because humans are humans, and most people falter and squander valuable time. That's why I'm surrounding you with a community. And here's what I want you to know. You can decide today to commit to joining Wired for Wealth, and you can decide today you just aren't going to quit. And that's why I've stacked the entire program with everything you need to build a multi-six-figure business. Live weekly coaching where you get coached, you can ask questions, you can bust through your limiting beliefs, we can strategize together and troubleshoot your business. If you have to miss a coaching call, you get video replays of everything. If you have questions, we've got you covered in Slack. You'll get your questions answered within 48 hours and usually a lot sooner. So you don't stay stuck or confused for very long. You keep moving forward. And we celebrate you every step of the way because we women need to celebrate our success more. The bottom line is I try to make sure you have everything you need to create consistent 5 to 10K income months in your business and build long-term wealth. And the last thing I want to say is this. if you're hesitating about joining, you're not sure this program will work for you, or you don't know if this is the right time, this is just something your brain is doing. Your brain just keeps thinking, I don't know. So here's a great business tip. I don't know doesn't get you anywhere other than thinking, hoping, and delaying your dreams. So just decide. Decide if you're going to join me now or if now isn't the time. Decide you're ready or you're not ready. But either way, you owe it to yourself to make a decision. Saying yes today has you moving forward. It stops the cycle of thinking there's a right time, because at the end of the day, there's just now. So make a decision, yes or no, and make sure it's a decision you'll be glad you made and not one you're going to regret, because today is the first day of the rest of your life. Go to debbiesassen.com/wealth and let's get started. All right, my friends, thank you so much for taking this free training, and I hope to see you become a member of Wired for Wealth. Bye for now.